Look at that thing just fall off, y'all. Just getting it ceramic coated. Just got it ceramic coated, just saying. Guys, Dip Auto Works back over here where they wrapped the car. Brought it back to Christian and the fellas to get it ceramic coated, man. Look at this thing just fall off, though. That's crazy. The soap is just falling off, man. That's so crazy. Can't wait to see this thing shining, looking good. I'll see you guys back at the house. Back at the house. What do you guys think, though? Not bad, right? Looks good. It'll help us keep it cleaner, keep the dirt off it, dust, grime, all that, man. That stuff looks good and works well. Appreciate you guys over at the shop. But let's get back to it. Hey, welcome back to the channel, by the way, right? Yeah, back at it to the Mopar build, Hellcat swap build, the 68 Charger project. You guys remember from the last couple videos, we talked about putting that subframe in here, also known as the Alterktion frame. We got to remove this bracket here. We got to have to cut this away and then get that out of the way, because that's where that new setup sits at. So we're gonna have to remove that. So we might as well get going and get this thing cut up. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bummed, I'm a little worried. You guys can't see it, there's no way you guys are gonna be able to see it, but on the other side of my GoPro right now, it's shattered. I had you guys set up on the tripod and it fell back, and it just happened to hit this freaking metal dolly right on the screen. And yeah, I can't tell, but I will say this, I put a lens protector on the back of this thing, so hopefully it's just that. I'm not gonna pull it off right now, till later, but right, whatever. It's off. I got them both off. Pain in the ass, definitely pain in the ass, especially because of the rhino liner that was already on there. Couldn't really see where the welds were at and everything. So now we got to mock up that K-member sitting over there. Got it right there. So I'm gonna mock this up, see, make sure everything clears up for the shock tower. Well, that was an epic fail. Look at that shit. Are you freaking kidding me? That freaking bolt up there is still in there. I didn't even notice it from the factory K member. And I went to take it off and that happened. God. Things got real, guys. Things got real quick. Had to get the breaker bar out. Had to get the breaker bar. Guess what? That wasn't enough. So you already know. Had to get this guy and put it on the end of that breaker bar just to get this thing loosened up, because man, that shite was not coming off. I think I broke it loose. Let me see if we can get it off now so we can actually get the fitment on this subframe here. Golly, that thing was a pain in the ass. You guys already know, when you get the breaker bar out, you ain't playing no games. Holy shit, this thing's still. Golly. Jeez. Woo-wee. For the record, I did try the impact first. It didn't do nothing. Didn't even budge it. That's why we had to get the big pry bar out. That's what I was afraid of right there. Well, I guess, So REILLY says that on some cars, you have to cut both brackets off. Some cars you don't, and you guys can see the difference where a hole is at and where it's got to be. So we're gonna end up having to cut this top one off as well. God damn, that sucks. I would have just cut everything off at once, you know. So now y'all know, 68 Charger, cut them both off. So now we got to cut that off in order to get this on. Well, run into a little bit of an issue, nothing crazy, but you just got to figure out how. You guys look, you see this hole here? This is the last hole of all four. See how it's kind of just a little bit slightly off? I don't know if you guys can tell by the lighting, but it's not lining up the way I want it to. So what I'm gonna do is, this kit requires you to drill 2 holes here and then put 2 bolts through it with an adapter plate. So I'm hoping that by us putting that adapter plate on real quick, we'll put them on both sides, it'll bring this frame rail in and it'll suck it in, so it'll actually bring it towards the center of this hole, so that way that bolt will line up and fall right in. That's kind of the plan. But you guys can see what's happening is here is that, I mean, these frames, they're not perfect, you know, they're not perfectly square or anything, but you see the gap we have here, and it's hitting all the way up top already and not at the bottom. So what it's happening is hitting this piece is bottoming out per se, and not letting this travel any further in to center with that bolt. So we will do that. Everything else is loose too, so I'm gonna try that first and put these in here first, because those got to go there anyways, and then see if that sucks it in and brings this closer to that center of that hole. Let's try it. So exactly what we said would happen actually happened. So by us putting those bolts in, we only have one in right now still, but it allowed us to center that bolt with that hole and actually sucked the whole frame rail in, brought it closer to us, centered the bolt, and now the bolt threads right in, at least nice and straight, so it doesn't cross thread. Careful if you guys have that issue. So I'm very glad we did that. Now we can tighten it up and see. I gotta remove this guy, yeah. Looks good, you guys. Looking good. You guys can see on this side, we got that side down. So that's what that plate's for in that kit, along with the bolts and washers. Put one on each side. But looking good. Now we just gotta do this side. If there was just some way with a little YouTube magic. Bam! There it is, y'all. There it is. Looks good. Lighting kind of sucks, but you guys can see. It is in, y'all. This thing is solid, not going anywhere. We got all new hardware in. The Alterktion K member is in. That's a pretty cool name from REILLY's Motorsports. But you guys, we got to clean this stuff up here. We're gonna patch all that stuff up. Don't you worry about that, because all of this stuff, believe it or not, is gonna come off. Everything's gonna come off again once we basically mock everything in. To be honest with you, we're gonna mock the engine up. We're gonna put the suspension on the front. Well, not that engine, but we'll put the engine up in here. Suspension will. So probably on the next episode we will continue on with this setup. Maybe get all the A-arms bolted in, everything else in place and mocked in. But or maybe we put the motor in. I don't know. We will see. Yeah, we'll see. I might just go ahead and do the suspension mock-up, but either way, it's in, guys. It is in. Super stoked, super excited. Alterktion, REILLY's Motorsports. It's a really nice kit. Y'all already know. Y'all can see it. Remember, from that rear end sitting back there looking good. Guys, if you guys like it, what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. You guys already know too. Stay wrenching.